We got breaking news out of college basketball. Down goes number 2 Alabama. Unranked Oklahoma was getting 5.5 points. Oh, they did not need them. They rolled the Tide, winning 93-69. The seniors led the way. Guard Grant Sheffield, he had game-high 30. Teammate Jalen Hill, the forward, added 26. Just Alabama's third loss of this.
We're also going to talk about Alabama, of course, the Crimson Tide falling in Norman, Oklahoma. 93-69. A lot of movement going towards Oklahoma. 6.5-point underdogs for much of the day. It closed at 5.5. Nearly 2-1 in terms of the money line, and the over also cashing in this game 146 and a hook. So, Jerry, the big question, of course, with the fan bases in Houston and then later tonight with Texas and Tennessee is where do you have Alabama after this loss this afternoon?
I have Alabama still number 2 overall. And so far this season at the top of college basketball, you've had Purdue and Alabama creating something of a gap between themselves and the rest of the bracket. And it's not like the gap we had with Baylor and Gonzaga a couple of years ago, but still something of a gap. Well, that gap is smaller now because of this loss for Alabama. And you got to keep in mind, despite the fact that it was a blowout, it's still just one loss. It's not 3 or 100. You know, they're not going to, you don't get overly punished for something like that. And it was a road game to a team that desperately needed a win. So, you know, Alabama's going to slide a little bit closer to number 3, but they're still going to be number 2 overall. And actually what this does is it means that Purdue's still number 1 overall, win or lose against Michigan State tomorrow.
Okay, so you still have Purdue and Alabama, sort of that clear tier, although that gap is narrowing ever so slightly after this weekend, Jerry. You talked about Oklahoma, a desperate team. The schedule should allow for them that if they can parlay today's victory into something of a closer league record at 500, Jerry, what potentially could happen for the Sooners here over the next, say, 2 weeks?
Yeah, there's still a couple more wins in a row from here, away from being thought of as a team for the bracket. But, you know, the opportunity is there because their league is so good. They get quad 1 opponents almost every time they take the floor. So, you know, the chances are there if they could build from the momentum of this game and go into conference play and start, stacking some of these quad 1 wins, and Oklahoma has a chance to play their way in. But they can't just really play 500 basketball the rest of the way. They're going to have to do better than that if they're going to be an NCAA tournament team.
Still work to be done, but again, this is a good win for an OU team that, again, has played some tough league games and nearly come away with those sort of coin flip, close type games. All right.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.